Hey guys, I just wanted to come on here and kind of show you what I have been doing in the midst of what I've been doing. So lately I have been coloring a lot. So this is like self-care Saturday and Sunday and actually Friday because it's taken me a while to get this done because of the flowers. So while I'm talking to you, here's all of my stuff that I have out, and I'll just kind of color and talk. I was actually coloring, and I'm not going to be on here that long. I'm trying to get done. It's taken me a good amount of time, but I committed to take the time that it needs to get done. So this is the first, no, maybe it's the second coloring book that I received. I think the first one was the winter one when I went to that coloring event with Natasha, and she had a little coloring party at Starbucks and I won a contest. And then Angela gave me this coloring book, and I have a couple more I've been adding to it. And now I'm in coloring groups because actually the coloring has just been very therapeutic in so many ways. And so I wanted to come on here and just kind of talk about it. Actually, I have been sitting here coloring at least once a week, just working on a project. And as I'm coloring, I'm listening lately to either worship music, or which I can really put up really loud and just really get into. And then the last 2 days I have been listening to these interviews, which have been very fruitful for me, especially in this season, because right now we're on quarantine. And so you miss what I miss sometimes is like when I used to be a small group leader, we used to have like these really good conversations, and it was just fulfilling. And so in these interviews, I listened to one yesterday about the wait, and just about waiting, and not just waiting like on a husband or you know, to be honest, sexually, not that kind of wait. It was like waiting for like things that you are waiting for in life, and when God says that you can have them, and how that in itself is a process. And it really just speaks to where I am right now. And then today I'm listening to actually an interview about same thing, waiting, and when God says no, and you know, the package that you get a thing in when he gives it to you, and it's not the package that you think, but God knows what's good for you. So just listening to, I'm always listening to like women talking interviews, because you get so much, you know, advice. I'm an introvert by nature, but I listen to and learn a lot from like biopics and interviews. It's like my thing. So that's what I've been doing while, you know, this weekend while coloring. And I wanted to come on just to talk about it a little bit, because like maybe you're going through something and you're struggling. And one of the things they was talking about yesterday is just like, you know, the idle hands can get you in a lot of trouble. And I often think about like how much crazy stuff I got myself into, seeking love and attention in the wrong places when I was younger, and how, man, if I would have known how fulfilling my creative piece of me would be, then I really would have focused on that. But no blame, it's life, it's my process. But one of my things is I always say, I wish that I would have honed it, or someone would have helped me hone this piece of me earlier in my life, because I think that I would have, of course, I would have been a different person. So here I am, this age now, and just for such a time as this, I say. And a lot of people know that I'm very creative. I use my creativity. My job is numbers and thinking and very analytical and detailed, and it wears you out. And so I always need that creative outlet for me. So I do that in social media. I help ministries create and, you know, content and put it up on different platforms and just all of that good stuff. And I've done that for years, and that's given me my creative, of course, because social media is not new now, but you sometimes when you're doing something with social media, you don't even know what it is that you need. You just know that you want to get your message out there. So you have this place to express yourself in such a dynamic way. So it has been one of my places, and now this is a new place for me. Coloring, not really new, because we colored when we were kids, but just this adult coloring. And there's a lady that I met by way of one of my other friends who really gets involved, and she kind of made me step my game up. We're talking about blending, and I went and got an electric eraser. This is pretty cool. And then it has the brush to clean it off. I have these white markers and these tricolor pencils that are by Crayola. So they have 3 different colors, and you name it. I have just all kind of different things, metallic markers and paints and acrylics and pastels, you name it. So as I said, when I was younger, I did some pastels with my stepmother when I was young. She was an artist, and she would really just do some dynamic stuff. And even like the other day, I sent her a picture, and I was like, you remember, like, I remember that was one of the things that I learned from her. So I'm kind of just back at it. But I just wanted to talk to you guys to just say, like, I remember saying to my sister last year when my niece was going to college, like, find yourself a hobby so that you can, you know, stay out of trouble. And I want to say stay out of trouble because, you know, our relationship is to walk with God too. And, you know, that's important. So we can't just, you know, go out here and do crazy stuff. We want to, you know, live holy and walk in love and walk in righteousness and keep our mind stayed on Him. And so I even told my husband last week, between cooking with the quarantine and then just sitting here coloring, and like today I didn't watch any TV. I've been just working on the project for ministry and then coloring, and that's how I'll close out the night, is just doing something different, you know. And then it's almost, you know, our garden season too, stuff like that keeps you busy. We have that going on, and just trying to turn off TV. And I feel like even when I'm sitting here just listening to the interviews, I'm learning something, so it gives me time to learn and strengthen who I am. And it also just gives me time, and God time, right, to talk to me, to let me reflect on some things, how things went, how things are going. You know, your mother, do a little bit darker here. See, I'm blending. And then I want to do this last orange and make it darker. Just time for you to reflect, because when they were younger, I was always moving around and just very, very busy and not slowing down. And I don't want to do fast pace anymore. I want to be very intentional. I want to pay attention. I want to be in the moment. And I want to remember what happened. And there's so much going on right now that I think it's just very important to just slow up. And this just strengthens who you are, and you feel good about something. Sometimes you are getting so beat up out here in the world that you don't have a thing to look forward to. And so just sitting and creating gives you time to create a masterpiece and call it your own. And I've been talking a lot in our group, Social Girl for God, about legacy. Legacy is important, and it's not always financial legacy. It's faith, it's resilience, it's strength, it's, hey, maybe you're a good cook, it's a creative, it's prayer. You know, you have people, you know, just that person that's just going to pray with you while you go. And you know, when they're not here anymore, you're like, man, she always used to pray. She made sure she got a prayer through. It's not always a financial legacy. We always focus on what are you going to leave financially. It's great to leave a financial inheritance for your children and your grandchildren. But I've been thinking a lot lately, what if it's that thing that we're struggling and so focused on? What if it's just not that? What if it's the other things that we can leave behind and leave a legacy for our loved ones? And that's a lot about what I have been just sitting here coloring and thinking about. And as you can see, this picture is going to take a while. That's just all the flowers. But while I'm here, I'm almost done all my flowers. I have oodles of time to think about just great things and pray for people at the same time. Hold them up, lift them up. God, keep, you know, this person covered, especially when you're playing worship music. Keep them covered. Keep my community covered, family covered. People that I see putting social media up, they have different things going on. God, keep them safe, keep them healthy. All that while I'm sitting here. So this has been like one of my, you can see so many reasons why I had to put a piece here so it doesn't bleed through on the back. But you can see how rewarding it is in so many ways. So I just wanted to come on and show you guys and just talk to you a little bit. I'm going to do her hair red and just go through and erase some different things where I made, clean it up. And I know I'm going to make her hair red and in the sun. And then I'm thinking about making this dress like a turquoise color. We'll see what happens. But that's it. I just wanted to come on and talk to you guys, do a different little video for you. Hopefully this encourages you. Remember, our group, our page is Social Girl for God, and it's always sharing things so that we can socially evangelize, help one another, and don't keep things to yourselves, because you never know what you're going through could help somebody else. All right, I'm going to go. You guys be blessed.